Hi folks, with me today is Patricia Montgomery Summersett, who is an actor in such amazing things as Legend of Zelda, Assassin's Creed, which is amazing, also Rainbow Six Siege, and also live action such as Star Trek Discovery.
Wow, that was really good. I wonder if I can even, who are you?
I'm Neil.
Neil.
Neil's enough.
Newbon, is that what I heard you say?
Buns.
Buns?
New buns. New buns.
Wow.
I do a lot of squats.
Old buns. Yeah. Great. Amazing. Hi, this is Neil Newbon.
Thank you.
Neil Newbon.
Thank you.
Who is known for such amazing work, such as Baldur's Gate 3. We've got Detroit, Resident Evil, Planet of the Apes. What else?
That's good.
That's just good. Okay, we're good.
Lots of stuff.
Just that amazing stuff.
Yeah. And today we're going to interview each other. Sure. Do you want to go first or do you want to go second?
I'll go now.
Okay, you
We'll just do that.
Okay, cool.
We'll just get it.
Okay.
Last game that you played.
It's called Road Redemption.
Ooh.
And it is based kind of loosely on the idea of Road Rash, which was a game from the Mega Drive. Road Redemption you get on like PC and stuff like that, a whole bunch of, I think, consoles as well. And it's basically you're just a biker trying to race other bikers to kill another biker. And it's very silly, but it's a real like zoning out kind of game. It's really fun.
Yeah.
What is the last game that you played?
Thank goodness you're here.
Oh, it's awesome.
It's so
really
awesome.
fun.
Crikey, look at the size of this lad's marrow. And he's got a huge cut.
Yeah.
Fun.
Oh,
yeah.
so fun. It reminded me of kind of growing up in rural Michigan. There's some similarities, not in the dialects, obviously, but just
Family,
kind of
romance, hit.
Weird sausage,
Weird sausage.
Yeah. I loved it.
Yeah, it's really fun. Yeah,
really
cool. Right, I'm going to go into all right, I'm going to pick this one. Okay. I think this is subjective. What is subjectively the best movie, video game, song, or soundtrack?
That is not a fair question.
It's literally not a fair question, but I'll ask you anyway.
I mean, if I were being really subjective, I would say the games that I am are the best games.
Yeah.
Toss up between Baldur's Gate and Tears of the Kingdom. Soundtrack, maybe Tom Petty's Wildflowers.
That's a really good one.
Objectively
That's a really good one.
So I want to go to the most in life.
You belong among the wildflowers.
I'm passing on this question. I shall not be putting myself in a situation to be cancelled for my choices.
Okay.
Your
Okay.
turn.
What is the most amount of takes in a row you've ever had to do?
I actually know. Wow. I actually know. I once did a 2-minute fight sequence with 3 performers, swords, deaths, climbing, falling, jumping, rolling, blah, 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 blah. It's a 2-minute long sequence, and we were asked to do it in its entirety with no mistakes, and we did it 42 times.
Oh my god!
On the 26th time, because I'm doing a lot of like sword twirling and flurries and things like that, my wrist was inflamed and gave out, and the sword just went and I just screamed out at the top of my lungs, "Motherfucker!" like that, and then I turned around to the director going, "Ha!" and he went, and I was like, "One more time." He was like, "One more time." I was like, "Okay."
God! Do you have any idea how much that hurt?
It was kind of crazy. At that point, it was like, we've got so many takes of this, and the director wanted it perfectly.
Yeah.
And you're like, perfect for what sense? Because like, you can move us around. You're not going to use the 2-minute in its entirety. You are going to edit this and clip it, and you can manipulate us in many different ways in animation.
Yeah.
Do we really need to do this? And we did it like 42 times. It also taught me a lot, as I became a director, it taught me a lot about conserving the best of actors and how to use them and how not to overstretch them unnecessarily.
Yeah.
So it was a good learning lesson, but it was a bit silly.
Yeah.
How about you?
It was a Darren Aronofsky film called Mother.
Oh wow, yeah, I know it.
It was this scene with basically Ed Harris. Yeah, so he had to cry a lot. We were all crying, but he had to like cry right on camera and like deliver the speech. And it wasn't 50 times, but it was like one of the most exhausting things I've ever seen. And all the actors would come up and be like, "Are you okay?" And he's like, "I'm good. He's such a pro. Anyway, I feel like I learned a lot from that scene, just in terms of stamina. And I feel like theater had something to do with his stamina.
Oh, it's my turn, isn't it?
Sure.
Okay, I'm gonna do the hand thing.
Oh my gosh, I feel like I just suddenly was in the arcade and I was 5.
Oh wow, this is a fun one. Okay, because I actually don't know how to do this. Can you please teach me how to do your most iconic character's voice?
Oh no, that's what? What I like to do is I like to put it up like up into a range about
Into
right
a head
here.
voice?
Yes, right
Okay,
there.
right in the head voice. I'm Zelda.
And then maybe give it a
I'm
little bit of head voice as well.
a little head voice.
Yeah,
like that.
that's right.
So
Perfect.
I'm a little problematic. I'm always getting kidnapped. And I always demand that other people come to rescue me, but actually, I'm very capable and can take care of myself.
Neil, are you going to take my job?
Maybe.
Dang.
Greedy actor. All right, do you want to know how to do Astarions?
Yeah, sure.
All right,
Oh my
okay.
gosh.
So Astarions is a high inflected accent. So it's like you start an RP, then you put the high inflection in because you're posh. And then you sort of add the gravelly bit in here.
Add
So
the
you always,
gravelly bit
sort of
in
like a
here.
cat purring.
Sort of like a cat.
Yeah, exactly that. Back of the throat, even though it's at the front of the mouth.
Okay.
So you add this growl and then
Back
the
of
front
the throat, front
so
of
you,
the mouth.
Yeah, exactly. So you start there. And then of course you start looking down on everybody.
Oh.
And then of course you add a little
You
wink.
suck, you suck,
You suck down.
Everyone sucks.
And then you add the little naughtier hello.
Hello.
The idea is to make people deeply uncomfortable
Okay.
with your own sexuality and your own power and your own.
Hello.
That's exactly right. You're coming a little bit too close.
Yes.
And then on top of that, the laugh I stole from an actor called Tom Holtz,
Oh, amazing.
who was in Amadeus. So it's an ear-piercing, crowd-stopping, conversation-obliterating laugh that you have to hear, and it gives him a lot of power. I feel it's also unapologetic. So it's like that. It's very very high. Yeah, it's like that. It's haughty, it's raucous, it's slightly dirty, and it's unapologetic. Yeah. So it's like, well, that's what you get. It's really fun.
I'm fanning.
Yeah, that's it. There you go. That's it, yeah. So basically goes to the point where you think is socially acceptable and then just keep driving
Just
past
keep
that
it
point.
right, yeah.
Keep driving past that point. That's what you do.
Oh, that's
Cool.
good. That's
Your-
good.
Your turn, I think. All right.
What video game or TV show defined your childhood?
The one thing that really stuck with me actually was the Lord of the Rings animation. And it's really beautiful. And I remember watching that as a kid and being very profoundly affected by that in a very good way. It was just mind-blowing. It was so beautiful. And also the kind of part of the fantasy and storytelling that I loved as a child that I ultimately knew I was going to kind of grow up into a storyteller somehow. What about you?
I'd say like a film that we watched over and over and over again was Labyrinth. with
Oh
David
my
Bowie.
God, I loved Labyrinth. Labyrinth was
Essentially,
amazing.
my sister's sexual awakening was watching David Bowie in that lycra.
A lot of people's sexual awakenings were
Yeah,
David
right,
Bowie.
right. But the puppets and the saturation of
It was
ideas,
very cool,
like
yeah.
just how incredibly creative that was.
Yeah, and it was scary in a really good way. So
Yeah.
I remember being very scared and very excited scared, not like horrified, more like, wow, this is so weird and strange. Like the bit where she falls down with her hands.
Oh man.
So
yeah.
crazy.
Oh yeah.
Like a kind of fever dream, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. What is your first role in video
I would
games?
say, well, my first AAA game, which really sort of put me on the map, and it totally didn't go anywhere. But it was Beowulf. They needed to replace the voice of Angelina Jolie, and they were looking for somebody who could do like a bit of a Eastern European accent and had the same vocal range. And so that was the first thing that I landed. I'm like, I've made it! And then, for like nothing really quite happened from that for a long time.
Right.
But at the time, it was like the bee's knees.
That's really cool.
To you I swear, as long as this golden horn remains in my keeping, you will forever be king.
What about you?
So I got the very first mocap job I ever got was Ghost Recon Future Soldier.
Oh, fun!
Playing 30K. So I did all the performance capture for 30K.
Cool.
And it was interesting because it was like very, they're all jocks and lads. Like there's nothing vaguely feminine about any of these men. They're all just violent soldiers. For instance, the character's called 30K. His nickname comes from allegedly killing 30 people with a grenade.
Oh, not gold. You were like 30.
No. So it's very much like that's where the game is at.
Oh no.
But it was really fun. I got to see multi-role. I got to work with real US Navy SEALs and do a lot of gunwork stuff.
I love
It was
when
really
Ubisoft
cool.
does that. That's
Yeah, it was cool.
Like they do,
it was very, very cool. So it was really fun to work with Ubisoft as well. I had a really good time. Cool. This is a very good one. What is the best piece of direction you've ever received?
When a director is really good at giving you direction in an action form of asking you questions and making you come to it yourself and not giving you line reads. In general, there are many directors who are very good at that, and I always really appreciate that.
And I think one of the best pieces of advice I ever got early on in my career was actually about auditioning. It was direction in an audition.
Yeah.
They took me aside and went, you do realize that we think you're good enough to be here.
Yeah.
So if we've got you in for an audition, you've got nothing to prove, just do your work. And that changed everything for me.
Oh, that's
that was like a huge piece of direction that actually completely unlocked. Oh yeah, they think I'm right.
Yeah.
So, and it sounds so simple now, especially because a lot of people talk about this. But at the time, when you're a young actor, you just want to prove your worth. And so you go in there going, pick me. And actually, you need to not do that. You just need to go, here is my work. And here's me, and here's you. And if we vibe together and you like what I'm doing, and I like what you're doing, because it is both ways in some respects.
Yeah.
Then we can work together on something, the bigger picture of the project. But this is my work right now.
Yeah.
And the second I learned that, man, things got so much easier. This may be the last one, because you and I have things to do. We're busy people, busy bees.
Yeah.
All right, let's go, make it a good one. Tell me about the non-acting job you had whilst trying to survive. Hitman.
Waitressing? Yeah. Hitman. I could go, I was like, I'm not gonna go there or there or there or there. Waitressing.
Yeah.
Promo work, which I was the worst. Yeah, I'd say the worst promo job that I did, because it's the time I remember like, I will not stay in this forever. It was like basically a cigarette convention, and we were the girls on the golf course at each of the holes. And I was sitting there reading, and I was like, why am I here? You know? and all these men would come up and they'd be like, hey, you know, some of them were nice,
you're the whole
some
girl.
of them weren't. Yeah,
like,
you know, yeah, I felt very diminished.
That sucks, man.
I was
I'm
like,
so
never
sorry.
again.
Never again, yeah.
This is not the kind of storytelling.
This is not how I saw my life.
Yeah.
The first non-acting job I ever had to save money to be an actor, I guess, was in a furniture factory, making the worst, most dangerous furniture on the planet, I feel.
That's so...
It was so bad. Like, it was super flammable. The edges were very sharp. I'm pretty sure the nails were just exposed. We didn't know what we were doing. I was like a teenager. I had no idea what I was doing. And it was, and most of the people that worked there were high. I worked for a catering company for many years, and they were amazing. Stellar Society, the name, Betty de Rougemont, Adam Feltz own it and still run it. Very, very high-end, very lovely people, and they were a lifeline to not only myself, but hundreds of actors, dancers, comedians, like all kinds of people that needed pick up and play work, that could go to auditions in the day and then immediately go to like a catering event till like 2 a.m. And they were amazing. And I think they probably sustained and saved many, including me, definitely me, many people's careers. And without them, I think there would be a lot of actors that really would have struggled even more than we were struggling. And I was struggling a lot financially. And without Adam and Bertie and all the rest of the people at the Society, I don't think I could have lasted quite as long as I was lasting. And I was on my knees by the time I found games. It was really bad. But I probably wouldn't even got to that point without them. So I owe Bertie and Adam and everybody at Stellar Society a massive round of thank you. And actually at the BAFTAs last year, I wore the catering shoes I used to wear.
Oh my gosh,
those are the shoes I wore
I
to the BAFTAs, because it was like an honor of, I literally, because I'm pretty sure I did an event probably at the BAFTAs going, I should do it one day. And I got there and it was like, okay, cool, I'm gonna honor that. So they were really amazing people, and they saved my ass, literally. Well, I mean, this has been lovely.
This has been lovely.
But we do have a court order between us, so we can't spend more than an hour.
I've already spent about 6 inches closer
and
than
6
I'm
inches
supposed
closer,
to.
we're not, so we do have
30 minutes too
we'd
long.
have to part.
Yeah.
I'm joking.
Good riddance.
Good riddance. Good riddance. That was very Catherine Hepburn.
Good riddance.
Good riddance.
Good riddance.
Good riddance here.
Neil.
Our friendship has been lovely, but it must end. Good riddance. Thank you. All right, we're going to get off.
Thank you.
Right. Where do we go? How do we
I don't
leave?
know. We should run and jump over or just walk out this way.
I think we're just going to go. Oh, you go that way, I go this way.
Yeah, okay. Okay, bye.